So for our next team, we're going to invite Noor Medical from the University of Freiburg to the stage. This is a team who's taking on, again, it's exciting for us. While harnessing the power of energy was our challenge, we have teams doing food, we have teams doing traditional solar energy, and we have the likes of Noor Medical, which is going after healthcare, going after the otherwise serviceable market of rural healthcare. And I'd like to invite Noor Medical up on the stage. For us at Hult Prize, we push for reality. Putting a presentation on paper will not get you to the UN. And this is a team who week after week came to us with partnership agreements, with LOIs, with purchase orders. Because week in and week out, we said, market's not big enough. You're not good enough. The product isn't there. And they would come back with signed LOI after signed deal and term sheet. And with that, you're going to get to see what these deals are all about. Ready? Noor Medical.
Think of a time that you or a loved one underwent surgery. You probably had to worry about many things, but not the sterility of instruments being used. However, for 1.5 billion people in the world, this is simply not the case. Noor Medical provides off-the-grid clinics with a solar sterilization solution that allows them to improve safe surgery outcomes. When I co-managed the construction of this clinic in Chad, I met many people who don't have access to safe surgery. But it's not just Chad. 1 out of 3 patients in the developing world suffer from post-operative infections. To find a solution, we have been talking to experts, doctors, and organizations on the ground to understand the root causes of this issue. They require a sterilization solution that can help them improve healthcare outcomes. And now Layla will speak to you about that solution.
Thank you, Saji. The existing solutions to sterilize medical instruments on the market are either very expensive or have a low sterilization effectiveness. Our hybrid autoclave solves these issues. An autoclave is a device that sterilizes medical instruments. Our hybridclave operates with a diversity of energy inputs, including the energy of the sun, and meets the sterilization standards of the World Health Organization. We entered into partnership agreements with the healthcare networks Adventist Health International and DFAM, and these healthcare networks are also our early adopters. Through our work, we identified a strategic price point far below the price of conventional sterilization solutions that often cost at above $1,500. In addition to that, we provide functional advantages that our competitors simply do not provide. In addition to our hybridclave, we also offer digital services on how to use our device, as well as general sterilization guidelines. Furthermore, we offer critical pre- and post-sterilization products known as our Safe Surgery Package. And now Andrew will guide us through our market.
Thank you, Lila. Noor Medical is positioning itself into one of the world's fastest growing healthcare markets, with a surgical market in sub-Saharan Africa that alone is worth over $3 billion USD and growing. Over the last few months, we've spoken to stakeholders on the ground, and we have identified 200,000 healthcare clinics that fit our operating context, meaning that they lack electricity entirely or suffer from frequent grid disruption. But importantly, the majority of these healthcare clinics require multiple autoclave devices. And indeed, this context exists outside of the areas shaded in blue, to other developing regions such as the Indian subcontinent, where you have over 150,000 such clinics. We're targeting both private and public healthcare clinic networks. By targeting the operators of these networks, who sometimes work with hundreds of clinics, we're able to minimize the points of contact necessary while maximizing sales potential. And we are continually building momentum in our safe surgery movement with world-class partners in medical logistics, such as Riders for Health, infection prevention education, such as SPECT, and the healthcare field at large, with partners such as B. Brown and Lifebox. Noor Medical actively catalyzes partnerships in order to enter new markets and maximize the potential of our products. Our projections anticipate a break-even point by year 2.5 and an attractive return on investment with an internal rate of return greater than 60%. And we'll be seeking a second round of finance in 2021 in order to amplify the impact of that $1 million Hult investment, continue to enter new markets, and extend our social impact. And now Federico is going to speak about the impact of safer surgery.
Thank you, Andrew. Our financial performance is coupled with life-changing social impact. Within the next 5 years, 12.5 million people will benefit from safer surgery. This impact is much greater when we take into account the interlinkages between healthcare and socioeconomic development. And we are well in our way. Our traction includes a $100,000 commitment from a key industry partner, B. Braun, who produces half of the world's surgical instruments. As well as we have purchase agreements with networks of clinics on the ground. And this is a picture of Enoch and I. It has been an exciting journey thus far. From the early prototyping phase to partnering with major players in the safe surgery space. We are confident that our solution can improve safe surgery outcomes anywhere. And we are the team leading this change. My name is Federico, and I bring to the team my experience in finance in developing countries.
My name is Andrew, and I bring my operations and sales experience to the team.
And I'm Saji, and I bring to the team my expertise working in the sub-Saharan healthcare sector.
And my name is Laila, and I bring my expertise on catalyzing partnerships, and it is my honor to lead our team of international experts.
Our engineering team knows and understands how to design for the local context. And our advisory board is composed by leading experts in key areas such as business development, medical logistics, and healthcare. And we are proud that Donald Berwick, co-founder of the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, joined our board. We are Noor Medical. Join us in making safe surgery a reality worldwide. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, guys. Very, very well done. It's going to start us off. Let's go, Venus. I haven't heard from you.
For $750, what exactly does one get for that? I notice there's different products and different capabilities, whether it's solar or plug into the wall, and then there's the exterior kit. What exactly do you get for $750?
The $750 price point is for the HybridClave unit itself. That includes all the energy input options. So that also includes the solar thermal collecting dish.
Kathleen?
Can you talk to me, tell us about the sterilization process and how you maintain these and whether the local people using them are trained to notice when there's a problem?
Certainly. So I'll start with the technical specifications. To achieve sterilization, you require temperatures of 121 Celsius and pressures of 1.5 bar. We've done our technical testing outside of Kampala in Uganda, and we've exceeded those using each of the energy inputs that we indicated. In regards to the training, this is often something that takes place with the partner clinic networks that we work with. In the case of LifeNet International, they actually have a dedicated team that goes to their clinics and their franchise network that provides this sterilization training.
Ibrahim?
A third of all postoperative infections, creating an infection is a problem. What percentage comes from the instruments? What percentage comes from the beds or the badges?
So that is in relation to surgical site infections themselves from instruments. And this actually, unfortunately, leads to 17 million deaths every year around the world.
Let's go over to you, Dr. Kende, and then we'll come to you, Hans, and we'll work our way back across.
Your technology seems heavily dependent on solar. From where I come from, it rains for almost 6 months. How would this work in West Africa, in India, monsoon areas, Bangladesh, when there is no sun?
Certainly. So this is one of the first challenges that we actually faced, and this is why we initiated the hybrid functionality and that testing. You can't always rely on solar, and that's why we wanted to make sure that we have a device that regardless of the operating context, you can sterilize medical instruments, you can make surgery safer, and then you can save lives.
Hans?
So talk to me about logistics and production of these units and how you get them to the places where it should be.
Slide 22, please. Customer fulfillment. What we are doing is, you can't always rely on conventional delivery sources, certainly. There are logistically complex challenges in these regions. So what we've done is we've partnered with one of the world leaders in delivering medical supplies and equipment to off-grid locations, and that's Riders for Health. And we're very proud that we have Nikvarta Mashonga, who is their international director. He serves on our advisory board, and we envision a very close collaboration with this organization.
Ambassador Elizabeth?
This is interesting, but my concern is maternal and child health. And in many instances, women are not delivering in off-grid clinics. They're being delivered by midwives in their communities, in their homes. And therefore, my question is, what is the size of this unit? How difficult is it to move around? What is the option? Is there an option for a midwife to move it around from community to community where she is actually doing deliveries and where it can make a difference to safe childbirth?
Certainly, we looked into this issue and we thought about like a franchise system that, for example, the instruments can be sterilized at a rural facility where then the midwives can pick up these sterile medical instruments and bring them to the delivery space.
Active judges this year. Bill?
Talking about the break-even in 2.5 years, and I think there may be additional capital requirements if I understood your business plan. What happens if you don't raise the additional capital? How many units do you have to sell to get to 2.5 years?
Continuous capital development is going to be important for us as we look to expand into additional markets. So what we have for that figure right there, that's just with the $1 million investment, but we envision having to raise additional capital because, as we said, there are other regions in the world where this is a critical problem. So it's not just sub-Saharan Africa. There's 150,000 clinics in the subcontinent of India, and there's also about 150,000 clinics like this in Latin America. So to be able to reach and serve these places, we are going to need to be able to scale up more and require more capital.
But when do you, so when do you break even? How many units?
Year 2.5, 15,000 units, taking into account that usually hospitals and healthcare facilities buy more than one autoclave and need more than one.
One more question, quick one. Hans?
So tell me about this distribution channel, because I mean, how do you get this to all these places which is often off-grid?
So we do rely on other organizations that have expertise in these areas, like Riders for Health. Additionally, certain clinic...
Thank you guys so much.
Very much.